Tonight on CTV3 News, the North prepares for a bumper 2025-2026 sugarcane crop season with major road repairs and industry collaborations. Prime Minister John Briceño speaks on the proposed acquisition of SpeedNet amid sector scrutiny and rate freeze. The Forestry Department cracks down on illegal logging and timber smuggling, including here in the North. And Belizeans commemorate George Price's legacy during annual observance. These are some of the stories we have for you tonight in our newscast for Friday, January 16th, 2026.
I really appreciate this house, I really appreciate the time I take.
1, 2, 3.
I'm feeling very overwhelmed. I'm very grateful, and thanks to the good Lord and the government and all who had participated in letting me be able to have the opportunity of having a home for myself. I'm very happy. This is something that is mine personally. I don't have to be renting, that is extra money in my pocket to do, and if I want to expand or whatever, that I can do that, I'll be able to do it.
As you can see, when they get these houses, it's an absolutely thrilling time, and I'm just absolutely overjoyed, man. These are humble, hardworking, honest people. They've worked all their lives, done a tremendous job with their children, have grown their children up to be considerate, responsible, hardworking citizens. Under really tough conditions, they've been able to make sure that their children get an education and be upstanding citizens. So they have done their part for this country. So we could not give to more deserving persons this opportunity.
I had my own home, but it sank, so the water came in. When it rains, I punish. Thankful for this, because I had at least 3 feet, 3 heights.
Anybody who lives in the West Landiver community, they know the Conarchy family. This is a foundation family of this very close-knit community called West Landiver. And today is such a wonderful moment for the entire community because they know how much Lisa deserves this home. And I am just so excited as the area representative to be able to deliver this home today. It's something that we are extremely proud of.
Welcome to the new digitally transformed Vital Statistics Unit, the Civil Registry and Vital Statistics System, CRVS. The CRVS enhances accessibility, transparency, and customer satisfaction. Vital Stats now offers online self-service, which allows you to apply for any service from the comfort of your home. You can now apply for services and pick up certificates at any of our district offices. All of our processes and forms have been standardized to improve the security and privacy of your data. The new digitally transformed VSU now offers secure e-certificates, providing applicants with the flexibility to request either an electronic certificate, a paper certificate, or both formats, digitally connecting citizens to all vital statistics services. Visit our website to learn more and start accessing Vital Stats improved services today.
Good evening. With your newscast, also simulcast on Fiesta FM 106.7, I am Jaden Games. As the 2025-2026 Northern Sugarcane crop season is scheduled to officially begin on Monday, following the completion of critical preparatory work on sugar roads and the signing of a commercial agreement between the Belize Sugarcane Farmers Association, the BSCFA, and Belize Sugar Industries, BSI. Speaking ahead of the season start, Prime Minister John Briceño said the government has invested approximately $2 million in key repairs to cane roads and improve access and facilitate the transportation of cane to the mill. While acknowledging the investment, he noted that more work remains to be done, particularly given ongoing weather challenges. The Prime Minister also reflected on the difficulties faced during last year's crop season, when the industry was grappling with a bleak outlook due to the spread of the fusarium disease across the cane fields. He explained that the government responded by investing $3 million in mitigation efforts aimed at supporting farmers and protecting production. According to the Prime Minister, those interventions are now beginning to yield positive results, with early indications pointing to improved cane productivity and quality for the upcoming season.
Well, a lot of woodworks has been done. I think we spent about $2 million. Is it enough? No, we're about to do it. Yes, but the rains have not stopped. But what is important is that in this crop now that the BSCFA has already signed an agreement with the BSI to be able to start the crop. From the looks of what we're seeing, the crop last year, it was very bleak projections, but our government invested about $3 million to fight the fusarium, and the result, we're seeing the results. And it seems that this year the productivity and the quality of the cane has improved. Thank you very much.
The crop season is set to commence. Industry stakeholders are hopeful that the improved road conditions, strengthened collaboration between farmers and millers, and better field performance will contribute to a smoother and more productive harvest in the north. Headlines across the country tonight continue to focus on Belize Telemedia Limited's proposed acquisition of SpeedNet, a move that has sparked debate and drawn opposition from several sectors and members of the public. Speaking directly on the matter this week, Prime Minister John Briceño said that BTL must be allowed to make its own business decisions, while the government's responsibility is to ensure that consumers are protected and the telecommunications sector remains properly regulated. PM Briceño also emphasized that BTL, which is jointly owned by the government of Belize and the Social Security Board, has a fiduciary duty to act in what it believes is the company's best interests. The Prime Minister noted that BTL has already begun consultations with key stakeholders, including the Belize Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the Business Bureau, and the Social Security Board, and is expected to provide the Cabinet with a comprehensive briefing on the proposed acquisition next week.
I think there's a process, and we should allow the process to work. We need to appreciate that despite the fact that BTL is owned by the government and Social Security majority, because we have a lot of small shareholders, I think we should allow BTL to do a business decision. They need to do what they believe is in the best interest, and the board members have a fiduciary responsibility to BTL. And if they believe that the decision that BTL is making is a good one, they should support it. If it's a bad one, they should say no. But again, BTL is going through a process. They're meeting with different sectors, explaining, because a lot of time, I think what happened is that when the announcement was made, which is a process, you announce and then you go and talk to people. There was a lot of uncertainty, or people weren't sure what was happening. And now they have started the process of meeting. I know they've met with members of the Chamber and the Business Bureau, they've met with Social Security, and the plan is that they'll come to Cabinet on Tuesday to give us a full briefing.
But is government inclined to support that consolidation?
Well, it is not a matter of consolidation. Our responsibility is to ensure that BTL can be as profitable as possible. But at the same time, we have to ensure that the consumers are protected at all times, that they are not price gouged, and that they give the best service possible. Technology changes, so it's a lot of investment that has to take place to be able to keep up. And that is where the Public Utilities Commission comes in. In my discussion with Minister Shabat, he said that the PUC is already working in setting up a regulation, an SI, whereby that he was signed, probably next week, whereby they were saying that there will be no rate increase probably for the next 12 months in the telecom industry with or without any consolidation. Whilst I think no more than ever you start to realize that probably we need to start to put some regulations in that industry, in that sector, the same way you have it in the water and energy sectors.
As discussions continue, the proposed acquisition remains under scrutiny, with regulators, stakeholders, and the public closely watching how the matter unfolds.
I would accept that there is some concerns. And what we're saying by doing just an SI is simply just to put things on hold, on pause, nothing will happen until you know how best to be able to regulate the industry. And at the end of the day, we need to remember BTL taxpayers paid 610 million plus. We still not get the full amount for 2/3 of the telecom industry. And from BTS perspective, they believe that if they were to buy the other 1/3, that there are efficiencies that could come into place and that they'll be able to withstand the challenges that are coming to Belize. And at the end of the day, they need to do what is in the best interest of the company, and by extension, us as a government need to be able to protect our taxpayers' monies and social security monies.
The Prime Minister has also disclosed that a statutory instrument is being prepared to freeze telecommunications rates for the next 12 months. Now, the Prime Minister, John Briceño, has commented on the United States' recent decision to pause immigrant visa applications for citizens from more than 70 countries, including Belize, saying that the matter remains a developing one and that more information is needed before the government can fully assess its implications. Speaking to reporters, Prime Minister Briceño noted that while the announcement has understandably raised concern among Belizeans, the details surrounding the decisions are still unclear. He emphasized that the government of Belize is awaiting official clarification from U.S. authorities on the scope, duration of affected visas.
No, I don't think it has anything to do with CARICOM. I think it's just a belief that where President Trump, for some reason, you have this misconceived notion that foreigners or immigrants, when they go to the United States, they are going to just to benefit from the system. When every record will tell you that immigrants have built the United States. So it has nothing to do with punishing anybody, but you notice about 75 plus countries, and unfortunately, Belize was one of them. Yet, we really consider ourselves a good partner with the United States.
So Salvador is not included. I know Guatemala is, but lots of people would be moving from Salvador there.
Well, I think in the issue of El Salvador, remember they have a very, very close relationship. They have opened up their prison to some of the migrants that have been taken out of the country. And so I imagine it is for that very reason that they decided to exempt them, just as how they exempted Trinidad and Tobago.
But then do you think it could get worse and that they're trying to send a message to us?
I don't think so. I really don't think so. But I can't speculate because even when the Foreign Ministry got in touch with the U.S. Embassy here in Belize, they themselves were not sure what really is taking place.
So clarity is still needed a bit?
I'm sorry?
There's still more clarity that's needed?
Of course, a lot of clarity is left because we still don't know. And even up to yesterday, the United States Embassy here in Belize was not sure. They have not gotten a full briefing as to what's taking place.
In the meantime, the Prime Minister encouraged Belizeans with pending or planned visa applications to stay informed through official sources. In early 2025, firefighters across Belize, particularly within the Belize City Fire Department, staged a series of go slow, protests, and seek out responses in response to mounting workplace concerns. Chief among them, the slashing of overtime pay. Firefighters said the reduction in overtime severely impacted their livelihoods, as many rely on those earnings to supplement low base salaries. The industrial action disrupted normal operations and brought renewed attention to long-standing issues within the National Fire Service, including compensation, working conditions, and staff morale. The unrest continued throughout much of 2025, prompting negotiations between the government of Belize and the Public Service Union, the PSU. Discussions focused on addressing wage concerns and improving overall compensation packages for emergency service personnel. Late last year, the government announced that, with the full support of the Ministry of the Public Service, several new allowances had been approved for personnel within the National Fire Service, the Ministry of Health and Wellness, and the National Emergency Management Organization, NEMO. According to the Minister of the Public Service, the Honorable Henry Usher, the newly approved allowances have been made retroactive to May, providing some financial relief to affected workers.
Allowances that we've been working on, and it's something that I met when I got the portfolio of disaster risk management. I didn't realize that our firefighters, that our NEMO officers were not getting this allowance that they should have gotten. We've been working on it for some time, and I'm happy that those allowances have been approved, and Ministry of Finance has gone ahead to make sure that they will be paid retroactive to May the 1st. So these firefighters and members from NEMO and some medical officers will be getting these allowances retro.
What the amount of money we're looking at for this retroactive review?
Cumulative, I'm not sure, but it's different allowances that you have. It's on-call allowance, it's hazard allowance, things like that. So there are different things, and different officers qualify for these different allowances. But it's something that they should have been getting for a long time. I know we've been working with the union to get those done. So I'm happy that we've had the resolution and that we were able to have it retroactive, so that they can, collect from May 1st and going forward.
Coming up next, a Home for the Homeless government launches $800,000 plan to expand shelter services and tackle homelessness across the country. Stay tuned.
Excited, good. I love my home. I was living with my sister, and now I'm so happy that I have my own one, that I could say it is my house.
It's good to have a house that I can say it's mine.
Sandy is a single mother who has been all her life living amongst her family. And so when we looked at the names of the individual we thought we were able to help, Sandy is one of them. I know that really needed this assistance. I'm very proud of Sandy, and we're very happy to be able to share in this very exciting moment with her, as she now owns a home that she can call home. And just like Sandy, we just issued one to Miss Cantun in Orange, another single mother with, I think, 2 or 3 children. You're not just giving them something, but you're making them, giving them a future, one that they can also have with their children. And so putting a roof over somebody's head is making life better for that individual.
Welcome to the new digitally transformed Vital Statistics Unit, the Civil Registry and Vital Statistics System, CRVS. The CRVS enhances accessibility, transparency, and customer satisfaction. Vital Stats now offers online self-service, which allows you to apply for any service from the comfort of your home. You can now apply for services and pick up certificates at any of our district offices. All of our processes and forms have been standardized to improve the security and privacy of your data. The new digitally transformed VSU now offers secure e-certificates, providing applicants with the flexibility to request either an electronic certificate, a paper certificate, or both formats, digitally connecting citizens to all vital statistics services. Visit our website to learn more and start accessing Vital Stats improved services today.
The Forest Department has issued a public alert regarding recent enforcement efforts and court rulings related to the illegal possession and transportation of forest resources in a breach of Belize's Forest Act, Chapter 213 of the Substantive Laws of Belize, Revised Edition 2020. On January 9, 2026, during a routine patrol in the shipyard area of the Orange Walk District, forest officials, in collaboration with rangers from the Program of Belize, PFB, and the Belize Defense Force, BDF, intercepted a group of 5 individuals found with a total of 31 mahogany logs. The team conducted the operation during daylight hours and identified that the suspects could not produce any valid permits authorizing the harvesting or possession of the timber. Consequently, they were detained and charged with the illegal possession of forest produce. The case is now before the courts, where the accused have pleaded not guilty and the proceedings are ongoing. Meanwhile, the confiscated logs remain under the custody of the Forest Department as legal processes continue. 2 days later, on January 11, 2026, at roughly 4:30 a.m., officers from the Key Cocker Police Formation conducted a search on a 25-foot vessel named Surveyor. The vessel was found to be transporting 25 palm logs, each approximately 16 feet long. Present during the search were the vessel's captain, Ronald Noe Martinez, along with Donald Guerreva and Johan Penner. The crew was unable to produce the necessary permits for the logs, nor did the vessel hold a valid seaworthiness certificate. The ship was detained at the San Pedro dock, and the individuals were taken into custody for further investigation by the Forest Department and the Belize Port Authority, the BPA. Johan Penner, one of those aboard, pleaded guilty to the charge of unlawful possession of forest produce. He was fined $7,500 with an additional court fee of $5, payable by December 1st, 2027. Failure to meet this deadline will result in a 1-year jail sentence. Penner also faces separate charges from the Belize Port Authority. The vessel and the confiscated palm logs are scheduled to be transported to Belize City for further processing and secure storage by the Forest Department. The public is reminded that any activity involving the harvesting, transportation, or possession of forest produce without the appropriate permits constitutes a criminal offense. Citizens are encouraged to report any suspected violations to the Forest Department hotline at 610-1524. Once more, 610-1524. Collective efforts remain essential in preserving Belize's forest for the generations to come. Yesterday, Belizeans from across the country gathered in solemn celebration to honor the enduring legacy of George Caleb Price, the founding father of Belize. During the annual George Price Day festivities, the event, now in its 6th year since official recognition, coincided with the 75th anniversary of the People's United Party, the PUP, emphasizing the deep-rooted history of Belize's political journey. The commemoration drew a diverse crowd, including government officials, diplomats, students, and everyday citizens, all united in paying tribute to a leader whose influence shaped the nation. During the ceremony, Prime Minister Honorable John Briceño honored Price's memory, highlighting his faith-driven leadership and dedication to serve, describing Price as a servant of the people and a devout Christian. Briceño recalled his pivotal role in Belize's peaceful liberation from colonial rule, culminating in independence in 1981.
Mr. Price was not just a political leader. He was a visionary, a servant of the people, and a godly man, guided by strong Christian values. His life was dedicated to one mission: to see Belize free, united, and strong, proudly among nations of the world. Those of us who knew him and this generation who studied his life know that George Price grew up witnessing poverty, inequality, and the struggles of ordinary Belizeans. So from a very young age, he understood that leadership was not about power, but about service. Inspired by his Catholic faith, Mr. Price believed that every human being deserved dignity, opportunity, and justice. These Christian values guided every step of his journey. He believed and practiced compassion for the poor, respect for human life, and he insisted that it was the moral responsibility of leaders who were a part of his organization to serve with humility. These values became the foundation of his political philosophy and his lifelong work. Because he believed that Belizeans deserved the right to govern themselves, he was convinced and he convinced the world that our nation could stand strong, independent, and united. Through determination, sacrifice, and unwavering faith, he led the peaceful, constructive Belizean Revolution, a struggle for self-government and independence. He did so enduring criticisms, opposition, and immense pressure. Yet, he never abandoned his dream. He trusted in God's guidance and the resilience of the Belizean people. And it was right and just that he would become Belize's first prime minister, the person that stood on the podium on that historic day. The Belizean flag was raised for the first time, and a new chapter was written in our nation's history. Today, as we reflect on his life, we are reminded that freedom is not inherited.
The ceremony featured readings from Price's historic 1950 address at Battlefield Park, where he boldly challenged colonial oppression and economic injustice. The Belizean people have awakened from their slumber of false hopes and empty promises, Price declared during that pivotal speech, a testament to his unwavering commitment to justice. In addition to the official proceedings, attendees engaged with the PUP at 75 exhibition, which chronicles the party's vital role in Belize's political evolution and path to independence. Minister of Culture Francis Fonseca noted the exhibition's popularity, stating it has attracted thousands nationwide since its debut in Orange Walk in September 2025. The exhibit is scheduled to conclude in San Pedro next month, serving as a vital archive of Belize's historical milestones.
To mark 75 years since the founding of the People's United Party. That exhibition was launched on the 27th of September 2025 at the Banquitas House of Culture in Orange Walk Town, and has since traveled to almost all of Belize's municipalities, engaging citizens, students, and educators. The tour has recorded more than 2,500 in-person visits to date, and 500 commemorative booklets have been disseminated. The exhibition
And the formal ceremonies, social media platforms buzzed with tributes from individuals, organizations, and businesses honoring Price's legacy countrywide. Earlier this week, the government announced its plan to expand the shelter services across Belize as homelessness continues to emerge as a serious and growing social issue nationwide. Speaking on the matter, Prime Minister John Briceño said that a comprehensive plan to address the matter was presented to the Cabinet on Tuesday by Minister of Human Development, Families and Indigenous Peoples Affairs, Thea Garcia Ramirez. The proposal calls for an investment of more than $800,000 to establish new shelter homes and support facilities in Belize City, Orange Walk, Cayo, and Stand Creek. While Cabinet has approved the initiative, the PM noted that funding arrangements are still being finalized, pointing to increased revenue from the Bolito Lottery as a possible way of helping to finance the expansion.
The Minister of Human Development presented a paper to Cabinet where they expect to spend over $800,000 to be able to set up new homes, not only in Belize, but in Orange Rock, to look after the north, in Cayo, and in Stand Creek. Homelessness is becoming a serious problem in our society, and it's a sad one. In many instances, many times these people have mental issues, and I know that lots of times people say, well, the family don't care for them. A lot of families try and they finally get frustrated, and then they end up on the streets. And now I think we believe that as our government and as a people, we also have a responsibility, a moral responsibility to do something for them. So the plan was presented to Cabinet, it was approved, but then we need to look at the budget. I was speaking with the CEO of investment last night, and I'm suggesting that maybe what we could do from Bolito has become very, very successful. Remember that UDP, they were collecting about $2.5 million. This year, it seems that we're going to make about $25 million in profit, 10 times more than what was happening under the UDP. So I'm thinking that maybe we should take monies from the Bolito to be able to finance this so that we can help our people.
Moves to finalize financing. The initiative is expected to form part of a broader social support strategy aimed at addressing homelessness and related mental health challenges across the country. The Orange Walk Running Rebels basketball team has officially announced its return to the National Elite Basketball League, the NEBL, marking an exciting moment for fans in the North and across the country. This year's return is especially significant as the NEBL itself is making a long-awaited comeback after a 5-year hiatus. Owner and Chief Executive Officer of the Running Rebels, Mr. Raul Rosado, shared the exciting news today, describing the team's return as a proud moment for Orange Walk and its basketball community. Mr. Rosado said the organization is committed to bringing high-level basketball back to the district and reigniting the passion that once defined Rebels basketball.
First of all, I think we're excited, one, for the league to be back because the NEBL started back in 2014, 2015, and since then, the Orange Rock Running Rebels was one of the founding franchise, and we participated all the way to 2020 when it abruptly stopped because of the COVID-19 pandemic, right?
According to Rosado, Orange Rock Kenyans can expect a strong and competitive comeback from the team this season, with a roster that will feature a mix of new talent alongside familiar faces that fans have cheered for in past seasons. Preparations are already underway as the team readies itself for the challenges of the league's return.
So right now, that's where we're in that planning and preparation mode. So we are doing recruitment, finalizing the roster, putting together the coaching staff, making plans at the same time simultaneously, speaking to sponsors, because without their support, it would be impossible to to take on a venture like this. So we have multiple things happening simultaneously, but at the same time, it's something, again, very exciting, and we're excited to put it on the floor, and hopefully the Ranjak community support, well, as they usually do, and come out and enjoy.
Now, we need to give the fans a little bit, just so in terms of who we can expect, talk to us about, if we'll have any familiar faces, we can expect new people, just a little about what we can expect in terms of our Rebel team.
Well, in terms of the roster and the way it will look, we will certainly have some returning players, some local guys from the Orinjuak town, and some returning players that have been with us a few seasons, and we are looking to engage some new players. And this time around we have the opportunity to bring 3 non-resident players to join the roster. Aside of that, though, we'll also be having some open sessions to invite just the general basketball community, players that wish to want to display themselves and showcase themselves. I'd say look out for that date when it's announced, and just come out and show what you got.
The Running Rebels are set to make their official return to NEBL action on February 20th during opening night in Belize City, where the league will tip off its first season since 2020. Fans are encouraged to follow the team's journey as the Running Rebels make their return to the big league, with updates and announcements expected in the weeks leading up to opening night.
The Rebels will have the honor, I guess, to play opening night. It will be at the Belize Civic Center on February the 20th, and it will be against the Belize City Defenders.
Just overall message for...
No, well, we just want to ask the community to come out, follow our page, follow our social media, follow the NEBL, look for all information, and when the time comes, we hope to see you at the complex.
With both teams and the league staging their comebacks, anticipation is building for what promises to be an exciting and new chapter in Belizean basketball. Social media has been abuzz in recent days with reports and speculation surrounding a recent meeting between opposition leader Tracy Panton and British investor Lord Michael Ashcroft, which was reportedly held abroad on a private yacht. An aspect of the meeting that has drawn public attention and raised question about optics. Commenting on the matter today, Prime Minister John Briceño acknowledged that political leaders have a responsibility to engage with investors, but suggesting that the setting of a meeting was questionable. He emphasized that while such engagements are part of a leader's duty, the circumstances under which they take place matter. Despite those concerns, the Prime Minister made it clear that he did not believe the meeting itself was improper. He stated that there is nothing wrong with the opposition leader meeting with Lord Ashcroft or any investor with interest in Belize, noting that dialogue with stakeholders remains an important part of political leadership.
What's your thought on the lead up with Lord Ashcroft?
I think every leader has a responsibility to meet with anybody, especially in the business community or in any way. I think it's their responsibility. No meeting on a yacht, that kind of makes you question the judgment. I think you could have better somewhere else. But I think there's nothing wrong with the opposition to be able to meet with Mr. Ashcroft for any investor in Belize.
So what is
Opposition leader Tracy Panton has responded to ongoing criticisms in a lengthy social media post, firmly defending her decision to meet with Ashcroft. She stressed that engagement should not be misconstrued as endorsement and pushed back against what she described as a distorted narrative. Dialogue is not endorsement. A meeting is not surrender, and conversation is not compliance, Panton wrote. She further described the backlash as selective and absurd, adding that engagement with Lord Ashcroft has been standard practice for both major political parties over several decades. There is more news after the break. Stay tuned.
Excited, good. I love my home. I was living with my sister and now I'm so happy that I have my own one, that I could say it is my house.
It's good to have a house that I can say it's mine.
Sandy is a single mother who has been all her life living amongst her family. And so when we looked at the names of the individual we thought we were able to help, Sandy is one of them I know that really needed this assistance. I'm very proud of Sandy and we're very happy to be able to share in this very exciting moment with her, and she now owns a home that she can call home. And just like Sandy, we just issued one to Miss Cantun in Orange Walk, another single mother with I think 2 or 3 children. You're not just giving them something, but you're making them, giving them a future, one that they can also have with their children. And so putting a roof over somebody's head is making life better for that individual.
Welcome to the new digitally transformed Vital Statistics Unit, the Civil Registry and Vital Statistics System, CRVS. The CRVS enhances accessibility, transparency, and customer satisfaction. Vital Stats now offers online self-service, which allows you to apply for any service from the comfort of your home. You can now apply for services and pick up certificates at any of our district offices. All of our processes and forms have been standardized to improve the security and privacy of your data. The new digitally transformed VSU now offers secure e-certificates, providing applicants with the flexibility to request either an electronic certificate, a paper certificate, or both formats, digitally connecting citizens to all vital statistics services. Visit our website to learn more and start accessing Vital Stats improved services today.
As we told you previously, residents of Pachacan are being urged to stay alert following recent reports of jaguar activity and increased human-wildlife conflicts in and around the community. Local officials have confirmed multiple sightings of wildcats near the village since the beginning of the year, raising concerns among residents about safety and livestock security. According to the village chairman, Wilfredo Medina, the community has experienced several incidents where jaguars, believed to be animals responsible, preyed on domestic animals and livestock, particularly alongside the cemetery road and in nearby sugarcane fields. In response, the village chairman issued a community alert earlier this month, warning residents to exercise caution. Authorities, including the Belize Forest Department and the Corozal Sustainable Future Initiative, CSFI, are actively working to verify the presence of jaguars. Plans are already underway for their possible capture and relocation to a safer habitat away from human settlements. Efforts are also being made to monitor the situation closely. Experts suggest that the rise in sightings and conflicts may be linked to habitat loss and prolonged dry conditions, which can force wildlife closer to villages in search of food and water. Official confirmation regarding the presence of these wildlife animals in the area is expected later this week, but in the meanwhile, a community meeting will be held to gather more data and information from the CSFI and the Forestry Department. The meeting will be held at the village's community center on Monday, January 19th, 2026 at 1:30 p.m. All interested residents are encouraged to attend it as efforts to manage and understand the situation continues. Prime Minister Honorable John Briceño departed the country yesterday, Thursday, January 15th, 2026, on a personal leave. The Prime Minister will return to the country on Sunday, January 18th. Now, during his absence, Honorable Francis Fonseca, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Foreign Trade, Education, Culture, and Science and Technology, will act as the Prime Minister. And that's the news. We invite you to join us for another newscast on Monday, January 11th, here on CTV3 News and Fiesta FM 106.7. Remember that to read a text version of the news, you can log on to our website at www.ctv3newsbz. You can also log on to our Facebook page for current stories at facebook.com/CTV3BelizeNews or our YouTube channel at CTV3 NewsBZ. From all of us here at CTV3, have a safe and pleasant weekend. Thank you for watching and listening, and have a splendid night.